bustling financial district here in Canada's largest city. We're coming to you from Toronto. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. Along with Steve Smith and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And our friend on the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge, who we'll be hearing from shortly. A chance now to check out how the All-Star voting is shaping up.
And I tell you, the excitement starting to ratchet up a little bit as the tallies start coming in.
Take a look at Jordan. He's gotten his share of votes, but there are still a lot of players in front of him.
And it's just been tough in the East this year. Kevin, so many guys are having huge seasons. Even getting near the top 10 is impressive.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kyrie Irving rediscovered his maternal lineage with the White Mountain family of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. He lost his mother at a young age, and by connecting with her roots, he's found a piece of himself. The tribe gave him the name Little Mountain. Kevin?
Great story, DA. Thank you. And tonight's game may be won or lost. On that front line, Smitty, what makes for an effective front court tandem, do you think?
I think, first of all, if that tandem can switch on pick and rolls, that tandem can shoot the basketball and also make plays somewhat like a guard. But the biggest thing is if they can rebound and able to guard smaller guys, this will make them great.
Interesting. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Irving and LeVert are at the 1 and 2. Durant is out there with Wilson Chandler, and it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. And for the Raptors, Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Fred VanVleet out there with Powell, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position. It's LeVert on the wing. Here's Irving. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Siakam with it. He's picked up by Irving and stolen by Kyrie Irving. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's his first foul. And here's Brooklyn. It's Jordan on the wing. Back to Irving. To the paint. Here's Durant. And 2 free throws coming up as the whistle blows. He barely missed that one. It's going to be on Siakam.
We all know when KD gets the basketball, it might be easier just to foul him than letting him shoot it. And the ability to create something out of nothing is so rare to find, but Kevin Durant has it. Whether it's a bailout shot to beat the shot clock or just a hard dribble and pull up, he can always get a shot off.
Marcus All's checked in for Pascal Siakam. Now here's VanVleet. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Here's Chandler. He kicks to KD. Trying to get open is Irving. And Durant gets it to go. The assist by Chandler. And with Durant, he's making it look so easy. You're just used to seeing him get the shot he wants.
You have to respect his pull-up, his drive, his threes, his fadeaways. It's a nightmare for defenders. That unpredictability is why Jimmy Butler called Durant the hardest player to guard in the league.
And it's blocked by Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan is a force on defense, tough to finish when he's lurking.
Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Now LeVert. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. They double team KD. Back to LeVert. Kicks it to Irving. 6 to shoot. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Raptors. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Rough game defensively. I mean, they lost a lot of the individual matchups, and the help was slow to rotate.
Point blank, this is a bad combination. If you're looking to get stops, that's not the way. You know, for a player like Stanley Johnson, you are just waiting for the offense to come around. He has shown to be a solid defender, but that's just not enough to find consistent minutes.
Well, it's been difficult for Stanley Johnson to live up to his draft spot of number 8 overall back in 2015.
You see the talent, Kevin. The fans are still waiting for Johnson to turn the corner with his offense. He's still working to pass the 40% mark from the field in his career.
Now here's Jordan, coming off a solid outing against Charlotte. Here's Van Vliet. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. And then Durant with the jam.
It looks like a toy hoop for him. KD throws down with ease.
Raptors trail by 3. Van Vliet looking around. Inside, it's tipped. Stolen by Durant. Here's LeVert. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Knows where everybody is. If there's an open man, Durant's going to find him.
Powell against LeVert. And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Nets making a change here. Dinwiddie's checked in. And here's Gasol outside. It's not going to go for him. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Durant, the pass to Dinwiddie. Back to Durant. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Durant's got 8 points.
And right there, KD inside, pretty stealth for a near 7-footer.
Here's Ibaka. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Terrific play. This is why you run your offense through him and live with the results.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Now here's LeVert. The pass to Durant. Here now is Dinwiddie. Shot clock at 6. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Van Vliet with it. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Ibaka. Shoots over Dinwiddie. And that one goes long. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. Nets leading by 7. LeVert finds Dinwiddie. Outside Durant. Pass to Jordan. Durant against Ibaka. And KD throws it down.
Durant with those long arms able to attack the defense while protecting the ball.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Well, Steve, we're just halfway through the season. What stands out to you so far in what you've seen?
Well, I think for me is those teams that are underdogs, they're overachieving. And some of those teams that we had out in front, we start to nitpick what's wrong with those guys. I think the halfway point is for teams both underachieving, overachieving to start to really kick in. And some of those teams do and some don't.
And here are the Raptors now. After the basket by Brooklyn, Van Vliet kicks to Ibaka. It's Powell on the wing. Shoots over LeVert. Powell, that's good. And so it's Dinwiddie who brings up the ball for the Nets. 7-point differential. They defeated Charlotte in their last game.
Really consistent with their aggression. In that game, we saw very few lulls from an intensity standpoint.
A couple things stood out for me. They were relentless, and they also played under control. That's a deadly combination. And DeAndre is one of the best in the business in that situation. You let him sneak in behind you, and you're going to pay.
Here's Van Vliet. Cans it from downtown.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity. from deep.
Now, Dinwiddie. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. To the inside. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Siakam.
The most positive thing about his last 10 games, the work on defense. His mindset has become very aggressive. The steals are up, and he's becoming a big factor on the defensive end.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Raptors trail by 6. Johnson outside. It's Gasol missing. The Nets have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter. And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Andre Hollis-Jefferson, he's checked in for the Raptors. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Wilson Chandler. Dinwiddie dishes to Jordan. Count the basket.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Passes it to Powell. Gasol against Jordan. Gasol's in the post. Rebound, Brooklyn. Durant's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter. Pretty early to be over the limit. That foul situation is something we want to keep an eye on.
Brooklyn shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Catching up on the changes for Toronto. OG Anunoby comes in for Marc Gasol. And McCaw is subbed in for Powell. Now here's Dinwiddie. Covered by Van Vliet. Dinwiddie left side. Prince outside. Just 5 on the clock. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
And here's a look at some numbers for DeAndre Jordan. He's been dominant over the last month, averaging 12 points, 20 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
Therein lies the question. Has he reached a new level in his game, or is this just a hot streak that'll eventually cool down? We'll see.
Hollis-Jefferson finds Van Vliet. Here's McCaw. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Spencer Dinwiddie.
Clearly a foul.
A strained saga last season for Patrick McCaw. Restricted free agent with the Warriors. He sat out, Smitty, for months.
He did, Kevin. Eventually signed a non-guaranteed deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers, but he was waived within days, prompting a league investigation. A promising young player, the Doves didn't want to lose him, and eventually signed with the Toronto Raptors, and he won another chip.
First one falls for him.
The Toronto Raptors are an elite defensive group. Reasons why: they're long, they're smart, and they're experienced.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. You talk about the defensive IQ, Smitty, for the Raptors. Where does that reveal itself?
For me, Kevin, their rotations. They are able to send help, double teams, and still recover and get out to shooters.
Here's Dinwiddie. That shot, no good. Now Toronto takes it the other way.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
The pass to Hollis Jefferson. Here's Anunoby. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Here's Van Vliet. The baseline jumper goes down. Van Vliet's got 5 points so far.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
And you know what? There was probably a better matchup on the floor, but when it goes in, nobody complains.
Now here's Prince. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Good on the shot.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. Trailing here by 8. Here's McCaw, guarded by Harris. McCaw with the bucket. Here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Harris. He dishes it to Jordan. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. 8 points for him.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Now here's Van Vliet. 5 points in the game. Pass to McCaw. To the left side wing. Here's Anunoby, guarded by Prince. Fires from the corner. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. McCaw has got his second bucket. Nets leading by 6. Dinwiddie wide open. A three-pointer off the mark. The Raptors have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Anunoby. The shot comes out. Good D by Jordan. Dinwiddie surveying the floor. Passes to Jordan. He can't hit that time. And Toronto will go the other way with it. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. Hey, Smitty, every NBA player has their Mount Rushmore. Every NBA fan does. The 4 players they consider the best of all time. So I'll ask you, who is on your NBA Mount Rushmore?
I would say Michael Jordan, Kevin, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kobe Bryant. Those are my 4.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Dinwiddie passes to Harris. 1:24 left to play in the first quarter. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Raptors trail by 4. And the pass to Van Vliet. Here's McCaw, guarded by Harris. McCaw kicks to Van Vliet. They get it back. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
55 seconds left in the first quarter. Allen dishes to Dinwiddie. With the teardrop, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul. It's called on Toronto. And the 6'6" point guard, Spencer Dinwiddie. Second-round pick of the Detroit Pistons in 2014. You know, Greg, they might have wished they held on to him.
One of the most improved players in our league. Last season, he signed that 4-year, $48 million extension from the Nets. rewarding his growth.
And he knocks down the first one.
And during last season's playoffs, we heard the Bucks complaining about Drake's theatrics on the sidelines. Smitty, do you see any problem with that?
You know, GA, first of all, we know Drake is very animated. He's a part of this organization. We've got to know he's a Toronto native and he loves this team. Yes, it's a problem when it starts to affect the game. But if not, I think all teams, especially the Bucks last year in the playoffs, you just got to focus and play.
Now here's Van Vliet. He has 5. McCaw, the pass to Van Vliet. Lets a floater go. His 5th miss. Now 2 for 7 from the floor.
In a funk this quarter, he's trying to shoot his way out of it.
It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Allen outside. Dinwiddie outside. And so the ball out of bounds. Dinwiddie touched it last. And so here's Toronto. With 1 on the clock. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's Kevin Durant making headlines and highlights for the Brooklyn Nets. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. One of the league's best point guards, Kyrie Irving, had this to say about his competition.
In 2011, I came into a league where the point guard position was still being revolutionized, and now guys are solidifying that spot every single year. There are young guys coming in, but now we have established point guards that are franchise-changing point guards. And for me, having that competitive drive every single game, I know I'm going against an elite point guard every single game. So I think that now coming into the league, it's a lot different than it was before.
Some say, Greg, a golden age at the point guard position.
Yeah, and Irving right there with the best of them. He embraces the challenge.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Especially at the start. You want to get something positive going and establish your rhythm.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Harris is out there with Prince. Then it's Kyrie Irving. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Allen in at the 5.
One shot.
The Nets with the lead. Outside Irving. And he can't bank that one in. The Raptors shooting around 41% on the night. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, after 5 years as an assistant in Toronto, last season Nick Nurse moved to head coach of the Raptors, and the team responded, winning the franchise's first NBA championship. Nurse has been at this for 3 decades. He got his first head coaching position at the age of 23. And he has moved all throughout basketball, both domestically and abroad, guiding 15 teams in 5 different countries. And after winning it all last year, Kevin, he's finally made it to the top.
David, he sure has a long and winding journey. Thank you. Siakam, good. And now a 3-point Raptor lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
On the wing, Irving. Covered by Van Vliet. Chalk up 2 there.
For a guy who is 6'3", Kyrie shows us he has great confidence playing inside.
Now here's Van Vliet. He's guarded closely. Pass to Siakam. 5 to shoot. over Irving, and another basket for Toronto.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
Quarter number 2, we're about 2 minutes in. Pass to Temple. Snatched away. Siakam outside. And it's blocked.
Taurean Prince saying, not on my watch. Spectacular D.
And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Raptors. On Monday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Andre Drummond and the Detroit Pistons.
And guys, this is the kind of stretch of the schedule that you dream of. Winnable games at home against opponents you know you have a talent advantage over. It would take a lot for this team to not be successful over this stretch.
Here's Van Vliet after Taurean Prince's bucket. Here's McCall. He's got 8. Siakam inside. Guarded by Prince.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
And Temple kicks to Irving. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Toronto Raptors. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter. Siakam passes to Van Vliet. The 15-footer, and that one comes up a bit short.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
Back to Harris. Tipped away. Van Vliet with it. Picked up by Harris. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And let's take a look at the numbers for Siakam. Over the last month, he has been spectacular. 18th in scoring, and with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And like you were saying, one of the stronger scorers in the league. A tireless worker on the offensive end, and it's no wonder he's top 20 in points. First one falls for him. Steve, when it comes to creating contact, which offensive moves can create the impression of a foul where the defensive player can do nothing about it?
I think ripping through the defender's arms is really tough for the defensive guy right now, Kevin. That's a hard move to defend if you're the defender.
Smitty, I think guys actually practice this, don't they? Ways they can kind of lure a defensive player in like that.
They do. They're strong enough now, and also they are, like you said, practicing that type of move.
Now, here is Irving. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Charlotte.
And his scoring is going to get most of the attention, but his rebounding also stood out. He did a lot of glass cleaning in that game.
He's hot this quarter, getting the shots he wants, and he's delivering.
And the Nets with possession here. It's a 5-point game. They host the 76ers after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Durant feeling it out a bit. The shot misses. Now Toronto takes it the other way. Here's McCall. And it's Irving with the rebound.
He liked to have that one back. That's easy money.
Chandler, the pass to Durant. That one goes. Count it. Durant's got 14 points.
Former NBA scoring champion KD likes the looks he's seeing tonight, applying constant pressure on the offensive end.
Now here's Powell. Taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Takes the 3. McCaw misses. Nets trail by 3. Here's Temple. It's Irving, top of the key. Outside Durant. Shoots over Powell. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. 16 points for him.
What I love about Durant, doesn't force anything. Everything comes naturally and under control.
Up top Powell. He's covered by Irving. To the wing right side. Gasol against Allen. 4 on the clock. Here's Ibaka. And again, Toronto no up.
Both sides attacking. That was good defense versus good offense.
Chandler, the pass to Irving. And stolen by Siakam. And Siakam throws it down.
This is the modern day big. Siakam can stretch you out and can hurt you right at the rim.
It's the Nets now. Allen up top. Dishes to KD. And it's blocked by Ibaka. Here's the break. Powell, that's good. Powell's got the lead up to 5 now for the Raptors.
Oh, that's great awareness. That's a great pass. Credit Siakam and the work he's done to understand where everyone is in this offense.
Brooklyn's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Outside, Irving. Chandler kicks to Temple. Pass to Irving. Fires the 3. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
All the way back in high school, Kyrie showed us he has a unique touch from distance.
Powell, the pass to Siakam. And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. When these players get to the free throw line, it's nearly automatic. The 2K leaderboards show us this month's free throw shooting percentage leaders. Kevin Durant, number 1.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavers.
Durant with the steal. For the finish. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
The NBA's most valuable player in 2014 is reminding us he can do it all. Kevin Durant is special.
Now here's Gasol. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Poor interior defense. If you play him soft, he's going to kill you.
Irving surveying the floor. And that one drops for him. Irving's got it all tied up now for the Nets.
Tremendous focus by Kyrie. Doesn't let the contact throw him off.
Here's Gasol. He doesn't hit that one. Excellent D there from Allen. Offensive rebound. That puts them in the lead. 20 points for KD.
Great hustle by KD. Staying competitive after the miss.
Here's McCall. He's got 10. Ibaka outside. Here's Siakam. Allen with the rebound.
And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Raptors trail by 4. And the veteran Wilson Chandler played at a lot of stops in his career, and he'll always find minutes.
You're so right. With Chandler, you can slide him into the 3 or the 4 in most lineups. Injuries have added up, and he'll usually miss games during the year. But when he's available, he's a big help.
Siakam misses. The Nets on offense. They're on a 15-6 run. Takes a shot at the elbow. KD's shot is off. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Powell. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Jared Allen. And out of UCLA, Norman Powell, an athletic 6'4" combo guard, said he modeled his game after Russell Westbrook.
And I can see why. He's gifted physically as well. A 6'11" wingspan, a 40-inch vertical leap. He's more of a 2-guard in my opinion, and he's off to a strong start in his young career.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Steve, so many talented players in the league. Sometimes there's frustration over the lack of playing time. For instance, you look at the Celtics last year, a prime example.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, Kevin, you can have too much talent at the same positions and also style of play. You need some guys that can do other things that be effective on the court versus just scoring the basketball, and I think that's the reason why the Celtics ran into some trouble last year.
Now here's Irving. He's got 7. Outside, KD. Lobs it up for Jordan. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Raptors trail by 4. And here is Powell. He has 6. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Powell. How last month turned out for him. He's averaging 8 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And clearly he's having a tough stretch here. But it's all about how you respond to the adversity. That'll be key.
Listening to your coaches, putting in the work. Those are keys. That's really all you can control.
The free throw drops for Powell.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Toronto. He's perfect from the line this time.
And the Raptors took some heat for parting ways with reigning Coach of the Year, Dwayne Casey. But his successor, Nick Nurse, guided this franchise to an NBA title.
Tremendous self-belief and determination. The only NBA head coach who was also a head coach in college, the G League, and overseas. He's been preparing for this for a long time.
And at this point, there simply is no doubt that Kevin Durant is one of the great shooters to ever play the game. The only question is just where on the all-time list will he land when we talk about the unstoppable scorer.
The Nets making a switch here. Harris is checked in. Good on both. And with Durant, perhaps the most amazing part, he can have quiet nights, Greg, of 30-plus points.
Kevin, his scores are just so easy for him that you forget you aren't supposed to see 7-foot sharpshooters doing it. He can score from anywhere in any fashion and can hold his own with any player in history in terms of how unguardable he is.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Powell. Both shots good from the stripe. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball. Bringing it up now for Brooklyn. They've led by as much as 10. Johnson against LeVert. Lobs it up for Jordan. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
That's DeAndre's go-to play. He sprints toward the cup as soon as he sets the pick to free up some space with his pick.
VanVleet kicks to Powell. Gasol against Jordan. Gasol passes to VanVleet. Clock at 6. Looking to end his cold spell. And there it is for him. VanVleet's got 7 points in the game.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
1:16 left in the second quarter. Powell against Dinwiddie. And Harris wide open. He shoots offline with his 3. Toronto trailing. Johnson attacking. No good. That would have tied it. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Dinwiddie. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Powell dishes to Johnson. And it's blocked by Jordan. For the three. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
Still trying to find the range. He hit one in the first quarter. Nothing since.
Toronto's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. It's tipped. Stolen by LeVert. Here's Dinwiddie. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got his third assist on the night. Van Vliet with it. Johnson from outside. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And some good action through the first two quarters as we reach halftime. Nets out in front. They lead by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot. Kyrie, what were you all focusing on coming into the game tonight?
So I come out with a intense focus and intensity that other teams can't match. Just doing whatever it takes to keep our tempo. Guys are in a great rhythm when we have a great tempo. So just trying to get everybody involved and do whatever it takes to win.
Well, we'll see if you can keep playing at your pace in the second half. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He ended up with 22 points, 2 assists, and 7 rebounds. There was a lot to like about his first 2 quarters in this one. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on Toronto?
Well, one thing happened that really helped them out. Their bench came in and played absolutely beautiful. Gave them a huge boost. Not just trying to hold court, but actually putting points on the scoreboard. These guys should be starting, Ernie.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and early on, he has been feasting in the paint, and you have to think they're going to keep feeding the big fella.
Why go away from something that's working? Force the defense to prove that they can stop it.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Raptors. Siakam and Ibaka, the duo down low. Norman Powell is out there with Fred VanVleet, and it's Johnson in at the 3. And the first one drops. That one is no good. Nets leading by 3. Here's KD, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Here's the thing. He's a guy who will go on hot streaks for you over a number of games.
Now here's VanVleet. Siakam passes to Ibaka. Just 5 on the clock. Powell, no one around him. His three-pointers off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Chandler kicks to Irving. The pass to KD. Lays it up and banks it in. Now it's a 7-point Brooklyn lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Van Vliet passes to Powell. Johnson outside. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got 8 rebounds in this game. Now LeVert. Poked loose. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And after spending his first NBA decade with the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan bounced around last season. Remains a supreme athlete and rebounder, though, at that center position.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Durant. And a nightly double-double threat is DeAndre Jordan, but some dissatisfaction with his play last season. Greg, why was that?
Well, I felt like his impact has tailed off just a bit from his peak with the Clippers. Sometimes the great athletes have more of an adjustment as they enter their 30s.
Durant hits them both.
When your bigs can make free throws, it's a huge advantage. Love his approach to getting to the line.
Here's Van Vliet, and he banks in the layup. Van Vliet's got 9.
A defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
And so it's Irving. He brings it up for Brooklyn. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. KD drives in. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Wow, the skills at his size. Durant makes a number of moves every game that just leaves you shaking your head.
Now here's Van Vliet. 9 points in the game so far. Inside, here's Ibaka. Brooklyn with the rebound. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
Only 1 for 4 in this half. Sometimes it's execution. Sometimes the shots just don't go down.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kyle Lowry is hard-nosed, as we all know, and if you ask him, it comes from his upbringing in Philadelphia. Lowry said, a Philly player is what a basketball player is. We played on concrete. You got to be mentally tough. You're not trying to be athletic. You get hit the wrong way, you run into a metal pole. And Kevin, that's what made him. From Philly to Villanova to Toronto to an NBA champion.
I don't know about running into the metal pole, but that sounds painful. But he's certainly as tough as he can be. David, thank you. Now here's LeVert after the miss from Stanley Johnson. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Floats it up there for Siakam. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You know, he's able to shoulder more and more of the load offensively. Siakam's star continues to rise.
Pass to LeVert. And here is Jordan, guarded by Powell. KD, that's for 2. And again, it's the Nets missing. Raptors trail by 7. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Kevin Durant. And he can't get the first one. Prince is checked in for the Nets. And he's good on the second. Nets leading by 6. Irving up top, covered by Van Vliet. Three-pointer. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Well, every team needs rebounding. Let's check out the league's top rebounders. 4th, DeAndre Jordan.
And you can't win games without rebounding the basketball. That's what has made him such an important part of what they do.
Here's Irving. He has 7. Prince in the corner. From deep. The rebound by Ibaka. Ibaka's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Floats it up there for Siakam. Now here's Irving. One of the most consistent producers in the league. He's averaging around 25.5 points a game. And they pick up 2. Irving's got 9 points.
That's the level of concentration you need with a hand in your face. Kyrie getting it done.
Pass to Powell. Down low, Durant with the steal. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That's his first foul. The Raptors making a switch here. Boucher is checked in. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Allen's checked in. Passes it to LeVert. Back to Irving. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Irving's got the lead up to 10 now for Brooklyn. For Toronto, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Van Vliet kicks to Boucher. Now the pass to Hollis Jefferson. 6 on the shot clock. Van Vliet passes to Hollis Jefferson. The wing jumper off target. Nets leading by 10. LeVert with a wide open look. Good on the triple. LeVert's got his second basket of the night.
The defense decides to gamble off him, and he cashes in.
Here's Van Vliet. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It goes on Taurean Prince. No good on that one. Dinwiddie is checked in for LeVert. And the second free throw, good. I saw this the other day, Steve. The NBA now helping to create the Basketball Africa League. 12 teams from across that terrific continent. I think it's pretty exciting.
It is. This is an incredible story. Great for the sport and great for the people of Africa.
Dinwiddie with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. Irving misses. Raptors trail by 14. Here's Siakam. And Jordan sends it back. And throw the ball out of bounds. Jordan touched it last. Ibaka against Jordan. Pass to Van Vliet. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Allen. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Nets. 14 points, their largest lead in the game. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
This is a big part of Siakam's game. The ability to put the ball on the floor and make a play.
For Brooklyn, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Pass to Jordan. Dinwiddie right side. Jordan trying to free himself up. They get the rebound. Second chance shot. Prince in the corner. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Stolen by Allen. And here's Irving. 13 points in the game. The Nets working the ball around now. That doesn't go either for Dinwiddie. Raptors trail by 12. Here's Van Vliet. And the layup's good off the glass. Van Vliet's got 11. Net shooting at 48% from the floor. Looking good. Outside Jordan. Allen dishes to Jordan. Dinwiddie outside. Shot clock at 6. Outside Irving. Jacks up a 3. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 4 assists now tonight. Toronto calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And it boils down to the question. Toughness. One team showing it, the other allowing itself to be bullied.
Marc Gasol is checked in for the Raptors. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. And the Nets making a change here as well. Joe Harris is checked in for Taurean Prince. Now here's Van Vliet. 11 points in the game. Passes it to Hollis Jefferson. Gasol with it. Fires from deep. Hits it from three-point range. Gasol's got his second basket.
Hey, if you set him up, Marc Gasol will knock him down. A terrific shooter off the catch.
Nets leading by 10. Harris outside. He kicks it to Jordan. Dinwiddie outside. Harris outside. 6 to shoot. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's Hollis Jefferson, guarded by Harris, and he dunks it down.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Jordan high post. And Gasol sends it back.
Love how Gasol patrols the court, always on the lookout to reject a shot.
On the wing, Irving. Covered by Van Vliet. Stolen. Gasol passes to Van Vliet. Great D that time from Jordan.
A for effort, but when there's that much resistance at the rim, better find another option.
Here's Dinwiddie. Bangs home the trifecta. Dinwiddie's got 9 points.
Sometimes it's all about patience. His first 3 of the game, something to build on.
Well, last season for sure, Greg, a bit of a journey for DeAndre Jordan as he went from the Mavericks to the Knicks before his free agency. Now he is a part of Brooklyn.
And both KD and Kyrie took pay cuts to get Jordan on board. Still a factor with his size and defense despite a lackluster year in 2019. Nets are hoping he can find his magic and be a force once again.
It's interesting. Gasol entered the league as a big guy with raw tools. Now one of the most highly skilled centers in the game.
Gasol drops 2.
Over a decade in Memphis for Marc Gasol. Even played his high school basketball there. Now a new phase.
Now here is Harris. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. The pass to Dinwiddie. Outside Jordan. Pass to Harris. Clock at 4. And a wide open look for Irving. And a miss there on the triple. And when you spend as much time in one city as Marc Gasol and mean as much as he did to the Grizzlies franchise in that city of Memphis, you know what, Smitty? It's got to be tough to move on.
I'm sure, Kevin, for both sides. Regardless of what he accomplished moving forward, his jersey is getting retired in Memphis. No question about it.
Wilson Chandler's checked in for the Nets. Raptors trail by 9. And only 6 feet tall in shoes, Fred Van Vliet's not the biggest, but his toughness, Greg, his toughness, mentally and physically, is unquestioned.
And Kevin, growing up in Rockford, Illinois, gave him that perspective. Friends and family gone too soon. Basketball was the path to something better.
throw good. Van Vliet. Johnson, he's checked in for Serge Ibaka. So he gets them both. 1:27 left in the third quarter of the game. Now here's Dinwiddie. Defense is right there. Irving drives in. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got his 5th assist in this one. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Toronto. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Here's Johnson, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Putting the ball on the floor, being aggressive. Stanley making his presence felt.
And these are his 2nd and 3rd free throws tonight. Norman Powell's checked in for the Raptors. He hits the 2nd from the line. There's 57 seconds left to play here in the 3rd. Dinwiddie against Powell. Pass to Irving. Shoots over Van Vliet. On the money from 12 feet away. And that's now 20 points for Kyrie Irving. Raptors trail by 10. Van Vliet with it. He's got 13. Outside Gasol. Dinwiddie with the steal. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
It sends a message that we're going to be aggressive no matter who's taking the shot.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And here we go. The fast break with Dinwiddie. Stolen by Van Vliet. Here's Johnson. Banked in off the glass. Johnson's got 6.
This is where Johnson's at his best, going toward the basket, using his natural power to finish through contact.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Nets lead by 10. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
The 4th quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. On the court for the Nets, getting the 4th quarter going. Durant plays the 4 with Allen at center. Kyrie Irving is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Chandler in at the 3 slot. Now here's Van Vliet, covered by Irving. Here's Anunoby. Good, and Van Vliet gets the assist. Anunoby's got the 4th quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Raptors. Now Irving. The rebound by Johnson.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Passes to Gasol. Back to Van Vliet. Toronto working the ball around now. Powell for 3, and again Toronto with the triple.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
1 minute now into this 4th quarter. Nets leading by 5. Here's Irving. That one misses. So the Raptors will take it the other way. And there's the pass to Anunoby. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And the penetrating ability of Anunoby, confident when it comes to attacking the defense.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. Irving kicks to Dinwiddie. And there's the feed to Allen. Lays it up off the glass. And the Nets lead by 5.
And the D not really doing its job there. A little slow to react to the ball getting into the paint.
Now here's Van Vliet. In the corner, Powell with it. And Dinwiddie over to help. It's stolen by Allen. And here we go. Dinwiddie dishes to Chandler.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And that one falls for Chandler. And the Raptors making a change here. Siakam's checked in. Karis LeVert's checked in for Brooklyn. Both good from the line that time.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Van Vliet passes to Gasol. Back to Van Vliet. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Outside Irving. It's Allen, top of the key. Clock at 6. Back to Irving. Pass to KD. Good D by Siakam.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
And Stanley Johnson is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Brooklyn leading by 5. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Pass to Irving. Count that one. Irving's got 15 points here in the second half.
We're seeing the full arsenal here tonight. Uncle Drew turning up.
Van Vliet passes to Gasol. Up top Powell. LeVert defending. And it's sent back by Allen. Stolen by Durant. Outside Irving. All sorts of time. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
He's kind of lost his way this period, having a hard time getting anything to go down.
Got a piece of it. And the layup falls.
You know, few active players have taken more contact inside than Marc Gasol. He knows how to handle it.
Here's LeVert. Passes it to Irving. Again, Irving missing. Raptors trail by 5. And here is Van Vliet. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And the Nets making a change here. Jordan's checked in. The Nets have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. It's LeVert on the wing. Back to Irving. Shoots over Van Vliet. The shot's good from Irving. Irving's got 4 points in the quarter.
And they've had him bottled up here in the fourth. Just 2 of 7 from the field.
Now here's Van Vliet. Guarded closely. Here's Siakam. And another basket for Toronto.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Irving with it. Now guarded by Siakam.
A career best season for Kyrie Irving in 2018-19. Scoring just as great as ever, but it was the other areas, playmaking, rebounding, defense, where he made tremendous strides.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And the Celtics expected Kyrie to become a better passer and defender in Boston.
They felt he had the capability. You could argue that those improvements have elevated him from a great scorer to a great player in our league.
Johnson for three. Kept alive. He goes up again. Can't capitalize inside.
Great defensive effort. Just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Here's Irving. Good D by Gasol. Raptors trail by 6. Powell, the pass to Siakam. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
The net shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. Irving with the ball. There's the pass to LeVert. Here's Jordan. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket.
You've got to hand it to DeAndre. His relentless approach on the boards, paying dividends.
Now Van Vliet. To the right side. And stolen by Jordan. In transition, here come the Nets. Chandler, the pass to LeVert. Shoots over Powell. The 15-footer. Good. And now an 8-point Brooklyn lead.
When the defense is non-existent like they were there, it's pretty easy to score like he did.
Van Vliet kicks to Johnson. Durant against Siakam. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Johnson. Gasol trying to free himself up. A shot by Johnson, no good. And here's Chandler, who brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They've led by as many as 14 points.
Beautifully orchestrated play. You put Durant at the finishing end of anything, it's probably a good idea.
To the paint, and stolen by Jordan. Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. And he comes up with the deuce. Irving's got 27 points.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And the Raptors call time here. Well, a lot of rough times for Irving in his final year with the Celtics. Opted out, and obviously Greg wanted a change.
And quickly zeroed in on Brooklyn as a destination. His time in Boston had clearly come to an end by the finale of last season. Now joins up with a new stacked team in Brooklyn.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
Taking on the defending champs always adds a little extra meaning to the game. And with the way he's gotten after it tonight, it was clear this one meant a lot to him. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, during the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He is not happy with the sloppy play offensively. He said, make the easy play, take care of the ball. We can't afford to just give away golden opportunities. And we'll see if they can clean it up, guys.
Okay, David, thanks.
A much different player here in the second half. He's taken advantage of what the defense allows.
Nets leading by 8. Poked away. Fast break, Toronto. Here's Van Vliet. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Van Vliet's got 8 points in the quarter.
And he's coming up big here in the clutch.
Now, here is Irving. Pass to Chandler. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Johnson. Free throw good, Wilson Chandler. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And just like his brother Powell, Marc Gasol active in humanitarian causes.
I mean, we saw him volunteering on rescue boats in the Mediterranean. Marc doing his part, but also bringing attention to that humanitarian crisis.
The first free throw is good. He's perfect from the line this time. Brooklyn leading by 5. Irving passes to Chandler. Here's KD. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
Putting consistent pressure on this defense. Just the threat of him out there makes this offense work.
Here's Siakam. And again, Toronto no luck.
Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Durant for 3. Offensive rebound, Nets. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
That's what DeAndre is out there to do. Dropping the hammer is his specialty.
Stolen by Durant. Takes a 3. And Irving with the basket on the assist from KD. KD's got 4 assists now tonight. Raptors trail by 12. Van Vliet with it. He's picked up by Irving. Siakam misses.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
Johnson against Chandler to stop the run. Nice D from Chandler. Brooklyn leading by 12. In the corner, Irving with it. Fires the 3. The basket good off the assist from Durant. KD's got his 5th assist in this one. Toronto calls timeout.
It's hard to disagree with the timeout here as the team badly needs to regain focus. They're out of sync offensively, way too many turnovers, and looking frustrated. They need to get back to their pace, their brand of basketball.
Here's Van Vliet. Pass to Siakam. Durant with the steal. Outside Jordan. Kicks it to Chandler. Rejected by Gasol. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Irving from long range. Here's Jordan. And close on the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws.
You gotta love the intensity of DeAndre, finding a way to be aggressive and get to the line.
And the first one at the line is good. He's off on the second.
One of the league's best kept secrets, Pascal Siakam out of Cameroon. Discovered as a raw teenager at Basketball Without Borders back in 2012.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Toronto Raptors. They trail by 16. Well, Smitty, you're talking about Siakam. The Raptors president is from Nigeria and very active in the Basketball Without Borders program.
You're totally right. A prospect like Siakam was on his radar. The late first-round pick in 2016 was more than rewarding where he ended up at.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Nets.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though. Whenever things started to look a little dire, it really put the hammer down.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Kevin Durant.
Hard not to be impressed by what he did tonight. He was aggressive, he was efficient, and the defense had no answer.
Van Vliet passes to Siakam. It's good.
Oh, great concentration from Siakam. Takes the hit, yet his eyes never leave the rim.
Here's Irving. Chandler outside. Jordan kicks to LeVert. Lobs it up for Jordan. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Especially during this last run, which ultimately put the game away.
And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. And that's it for him. He's fouled out. Not only that, we're in the bonus and we'll have to go to the line for two. That free throw good from Kyrie Irving.
We know he's one of the best offensive players in the league. What I've seen lately from Kyrie is an improvement in his focus on the defensive end.
Pass to Boucher and stolen by Prince. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The first one falls. And he makes both free throws. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. DeAndre, what do you think this team's identity is this season?
You know, we just have so many guys that can score. It's going to be somebody's night every night, like I keep saying. But we're also, our half-court offense is getting a lot better.
The ball is moving around, DeAndre. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.